Hello, it's me, Ariza Gaming. We're back, and it's the last stream until I come back from Australia. Hope you're doing well, Ayla, Avo, Leafar, the OG. What are we doing today? Well, we're replanting the mealwoods because we've not got quite enough food at the moment. Hello, Jedam, please. Hope you're doing well. Yes, we made a mistake. I mean, the fish are doing fine, but the calories are too low now. We're going to eat these fish. That is the plan. We don't need any of these for now. And we're going to replant the mealwoods. And I don't remember exactly where I want to put those. So we'll just plant them over here. Just plant them all over, see what happens. We do have a few still growing, but not a lot. Yeah, get out of here. I don't think we're going to need all of these to be mealwoods, but I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't really want to, I don't really want to starve at this stage. Yeah, calories are pretty low. But the good news is the Gulp Fish cooling is working. Our plan has kind of succeeded. We are doing some active cooling. I think we need to, figure out how we're going to dump all this heat. Where are we going to dump all this heat? And we also need to make some more coal power plants because these wires aren't going to be enough. I think each Aquatuner should have its own separate coal power plants at this point. I don't know exactly where I'm going to shove the carbon dioxide. Probably just in here, realistically. I just shove one of the coal power plants over here. Should be easy enough. Oh, we've got a tropical paco over here we can eat. Let's eat that one as well. There we go. Hello, Quantum Zari. Am I sure I can survive an entire month without Oni? Yes. I will miss you all. I will miss you all a lot. But we will definitely be surviving and thriving. Right, let's just make this out of gold amalgam because this is going to get pretty hot. And then a smart battery down here. Gold should be fine for that. And then this is just going to come up here. Now, we're actually getting some cold damage on this middle Aquatuner. I'm not really sure why. I set that to ignore. I probably can't actually ignore that forever. Is that because... Oh, wait. Is this an AND gate? Yeah, this is an AND gate. So if the temperature is below... If the temperature is above -8, it activates. Maybe I need to set this higher. Maybe I need to set this to -6. That's probably the case, isn't it? Okay. Print some principles. Actually, no. We definitely don't want to print any principles. That's fine. Get them out of here. But yeah, all we're going to be doing today is trying to max out the fish. That's why we started a little bit later, because I don't think we're going to be here for absolutely ages. Basically, I just want to get this water up to temperature, and we will do that by a few different ways, but it's probably a lot of it. Now this water vent is activating again. We're actually dumping a load of water in here. It's obviously heated up a fair bit, but it's cooling down the map a little bit. Wow, this map got really hot. We can just dump it out of here again. So I think what we could do is... Let's just make a load of pipe. A load of normal pipe. And we're going to sneak it around in a very untriggering way. Yes. We're going to run polluted water through all of this. Dupes love building pipes. So I'm imagining this should be fairly short work. The dupes also don't have very much to do, so this will at least give them something to do. Grow a few more mealwoods as well. Right, that will do, I think. And then... You may as well run all of this through here as well. Yes, very, very much rhyme and reason to this. You can see. And we'll add a few radiant segments as well. I don't think I want to actually cool this room down. So that might actually do. So I think what we'll do... Eventually we're going to disconnect this section here. Just a short cooling loop. Yes, just a little one. Where else is that going to go? So this is then going to connect into this pipe. Oh. I need it to come down here. Okay, that's fine. So... This is the pipe that goes to the spawn. So... I think what will actually happen is this pipe is just going to run down here. We'll run it through here as well, and then we can bridge it over. Yeah, we'll get them to build it all first, especially while we're still getting this up to temperature. We've dumped as much salt water as we want in here. The main issue is, if we're going to keep cooling it, it's going to turn into brine. So, perhaps we actually keep dumping more salt water in for now. Or perhaps we wait until the brine forms. Let's wait until the brine forms to see what that does. Wait, set this to 10 and 90. We do have a fairly large amount of coal. The hatches have even been producing coal in here, so that's not too bad. So now we should actually have all of the Aquatuners on, but what we should do is we should set this one to -6, set this one to 8, and set this one to 22. Is there a problem with it producing brine or just the fact that we're producing volume? That's just it. We want a large amount of liquid in here, just so that the fish have plenty of space. We'll see how much brine is left, but it won't be a lot. It's only going to be 23% of the liquid we have in here. I don't think it's going to be enough for the fish to swim freely at the moment. I'm also going to unsuppress this pipe, because I need to see whether it's actually going to break. It shouldn't. But obviously this isn't going to run at the moment. So we can start hooking this up as soon as they built the pipe. And look, they've already actually built a fairly large amount of it. Oh no. I think we're in a small amount of trouble. Hope you've actually been cooking some of this food. We should definitely be making lice loaves again. Grab the lettuce. I mean, some of these are growing, it's just not a lot of them. And obviously you can't actually, like, fertilize them. So we've got a couple of cycles of unpleasantness. But that's probably acceptable. How many fish we got in here now? We've got 11. That's the correct amount. So, I believe Gulp Fish eggs are indeed getting dumped in here now. That should be the case. Are the fish breeding? They are breeding. Keep an eye on what's going on with the eggs. We should get some eggs fairly soon, right? Overconfidently turning off the getting the meal seems to be a leading cause of ONI pain. Yeah, I think part of it is because the food from the Pacu is quite, cyclical. It comes and goes in bursts. Which leads to overconfidence. We got tropical Pacu. Interesting. That wasn't very likely. You should be set to Gulp Fish as well, right? Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on this for now. The fish are all reproducing properly. The Pacu haven't completely smoothed out yet, I guess. No, it takes a long time for the Pacu to actually smooth out, so they're all sort of on an even distribution, food-wise. Oh, it looks like we're still actually just stocking up on eggs for the actual breeders, just in case. That's fine. We haven't had all of the breeders Yeah, we still haven't got all of the breeders operational yet. So we're adding more eggs. I guess this is helping solve the food issues. I just need to make sure we're actually cooking all the pacu fillet, which I think we are, in fairness. So we'll just do that and smooth it out for a little bit. This water's getting pretty hot now. We've actually, I believe we maxed geotune this. So this polluted water is coming out of the cool slush vent at 90 degrees C now, which is quite funny. We actually replaced the liquid pump with the gold amalgam pump. So this water should heat up a lot. The fish are gradually grabbing it. You can see the water level is constantly decreasing. And the ice is coming out here. Now, I probably don't want this running all the time. We could actually leave the ice in here a fair bit. The other thing is this polluted water. We've got to wait for this polluted water to hit -6 and then it's going to get burst cooled to -20. So that is something to consider. We got a load of eggs in here. When these eggs hatch, we should end up with a lot of pacu. 90C to ice is a really big temperature drop. It is! That's why this is worth doing. Because the fish aren't heating up a lot. They are cramped, so they're not going to lay any eggs on their own. We kind of know this. They would be crowded anyways, so... Would they normally lay an egg? Let's actually remove the door. Let's see. Would they normally lay a replacement egg? Yes. They would normally lay a replacement egg, no matter how many you end up with in here. It's obviously not going to go exponential, but they will actually... Oh, miserable? Why are you miserable? Oh, crowded 9. Oh, okay. Tame, -1, crowded 9, so they won't reproduce because there's too many of them in here. Interesting. There's probably a way then. You could probably get them to self-replace the eggs if you separated each fish into a little room with a door. It doesn't matter if they're crowded. The amount of crowding is the issue. We'll have enough breeders that we're going to replace the fish anyways. There's another Gulp Fish egg. Looks like all these fish did actually just lay a regular egg. Give them a single water fort. You could do that. I did put a load of robo miners in here specifically so that they can unblock themselves if these freeze over, but it doesn't actually seem to be a huge issue. So we can put a water fort in. The only issue is this is only going to allow one extra fish in the room before breeding happens. Also, we actually need some more plastic. We need more plastic. We forgot to do Drecos, so I'm not going to do that. I say we forgot to do Drecos. We actually just didn't set them up. We literally used the Critter Fluxomatic for all of our Drecos, every single one. Well, I'm not worried. The breeders should produce enough fish for sure. They'll produce like, I don't know, like 7 fish a cycle. We're going to run out of water way before we run out of fish, even if these guys aren't breeding. So, I'm not going to worry about that. Everyone's bored now, which means, presumably, they have actually built all the pipe. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. We're going to have to dump in a load of extra polluted water from the geyser, but that's fine. So, take this out, and then you need to put a bridge here. And then that's the coolant loop. That's all going to run through here. And then I think I will just have it go into the liquid reservoir just so that it equalizes in temperature. Why are you starving, Rowan? No. What happens to the coolant loop when you run out of blue water? What do you mean? Well, we're going to fill this all the way up. We've stored several tons of polluted water in this liquid reservoir. So this loop is going to fill all the way up. And then we're just going to be dumping all the water from the geyser into this room. So we should be fine. Oh, Rowan. Rowan, you're in trouble now. Am I just going to murder all the hatches? Is that actually what's going to happen? I feel like the answer is no. These mealworms are pretty close to actually finishing off. I think we're just going to risk it for a biscuit. I don't think... Oh god, there's two of them. But... Nah, surely we're fine. These mealworms are on like 97%. Any more paku we can eat? There are a couple. Yeah, okay. Right, you just need to actually build the bridge, but you will do that pretty quickly, won't you? You guys don't have any other errands to do, so I would really expect that to be the case. Okay, get all the polluted water out of here now. So now, I think we actually can remove this pipe. Because now the fish should be deleting the heat on their own as we add more fish. What we got? I don't know why I keep looking at this thing. This is not a good plan. Right, you have meal ice now. You should be fine. We're out of water for the thing. Let's put a pitcher pump here and then dig this. And then I'm just going to dig these as well. Then I'll put a door here. No, we only wanted 16 dupes anyways. I mean, we could go up to more. We could go up to 21 dupes. I don't think I will, though. Yeah, this water isn't heating up. Even though there is heat from the polluted oxygen, it's not conducting over. The fish remain cold enough that they have a lot of heat capacity. So now, all three Aquatuners are running. Cool down the water, but none of them are actually running in this chamber. Now, why is this depowering? We probably just don't actually have enough power to run all of this. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'll hook up some extra coal power plants if needed. We have plenty of coal to burn. So, the water is coming in at 78. Oh my god. Wait. Am I actually just... Oh. I am just feeding 78 degrees polluted water into the coolant loop at the moment while we're waiting for it to all recirculate. I need to disconnect... Wait. This bridge needs to get removed in a minute. Once all the pipe actually moves somewhere. The water sieve is broken. Yeah. That makes sense. I'm not going to fix that for now. Neo can have digging. I probably shouldn't be skilling up these dupes anymore. We're going to start getting morale issues. But I'm going to do it anyways. We're running past the electrolyzers as well. Then... This is all a lot of hot water at the moment. This is not perhaps the best plan in the world. We're probably overheating all of the mealworms now. Oh, we got some regular water in here? Amazing. Well, no one should be starving, at least. Once the polluted water gets back here, we can actually disconnect that bridge. In fact, how much water is in the tank? A lot. Let's actually just remove that bridge now. It'll be this one. Because we wanted to be dumping into the tank and then filling up the loop. So this room's heating up and this room is staying cold. Even without the coolant pipe. Okay, are we out of new polluted water now? We are, that's fine. Yeah, this water needs to actually cool down at some point. So we have the water going into the spom as well. That's coming from this sieve, so it's currently pumping out of this tank. Hey, these fish are scolding, surely. Where would they even scold? Oh, this water is technically hot. Or it was, but now we're actually running the thermal Aquatuners again. Okay, so now the loop is looping properly. Liam, you were supposed to grab a suit. Oh, I see what's happened here. Yeah, come back, Liam. You're lucky there's some oxygen down here. Right, this water should now actually be cold, so this should actually be cooling down the spom just a smidge. We're gonna end with a screenshot. It's all gonna be green. That's how we have proof that everything works. So the issue now is this water's gonna be coming out of here cold. So I think what I actually need to do is, if we're gonna filter some of this, what I need is a sensor. What I need is a liquid pipe thermo sensor. And then a shutoff. And then if the liquid is cold enough, then it runs through that. Otherwise it continues as normal. It's cold enough, then it goes through the sieve. Otherwise, it's just gonna bypass it. Go here. Then I'll have a think about what the whole pipe situation is going to look like. I quite enjoyed this run playing around with this all. We are going to come back to these principles. We're going to do it on a different map. If we do, we're going to do another max difficulty run at some point. But we will do it on Oasis. And we will test all of our heat deletion tools. And it will be max difficulty. And we're going to have mouth breathers only. So, very low dupe count. Using all the exploits. We're really going to try and push the limits of what we can do in difficulty. Because, obviously, we've had a few minor hiccups. Okay, this is... the mealwood situation is rapidly deteriorating because this water isn't cooled yet. But it will cool. But, yes. I think we've succeeded in our first max difficulty run. We could take this wherever we want, really. I'm not that concerned. The only thing we would actually need to do is we would need to probably get some hatches online and maybe get some pips online if we could find them on the teleporter asteroid. But I feel like we could do pretty much whatever we want in this run if we really felt like it. I need to set this to 44. So we should have more Gulp Fish eggs in here now, and we do. So that's good. That should decrease the temperature of this room more. But the addition of fish is what we're going to need. Okay. I think the loop has slightly too much water in it. It's because... Okay, this is kind of pausing occasionally because we're kind of still feeding it from the geyser. I think at this point what I actually need to do is I need to disconnect this bridge. I think that's fine. I'm hoping that's going to stop this from actually pausing. And then that means I can just remove all of this. Because we want to convert all of this water into ice before we do anything with it. Yeah, I'm quite impressed, actually. We have 3 Aquatuners running. This water is coming out cold now. So if you are above, let's say, 3.6 degrees, then you activate this. And that is going to be the sieve material. And then this goes here. And then this gets cut off. Then this goes here. So now all the cold water is going to get bypassed, and all the hot water is going to go to the sieve. Or by hot water, I just mean actual normal water. So let's replace this pipe. I do like this auto rebuild. It makes it quite easy to replace the broken pipe segments. Okay, let's just queue up some research for the dupes. Some more fresh gulp eggs. And now the main thing I'm concerned about is, can we actually decrease the temperature in this room further? If we can, then that's a sign that we're adding enough fish to actually cool the water properly. Because at the moment we're adding heat from the auto sweeper. I think what I might do is I might actually set this auto sweeper to a timer sensor. And then we'll only run it every cycle for like 10 seconds. Like, I'm happy to leave most of the ice in here. You're actually getting rid of most of the polluted water now at this point. We're not actually dumping any more polluted water into the thing. This is kind of cursed. I guess we're splitting one coolant pipe into 2 electrolyzers. I think we're starting to see some effects. I mean, this is definitely cooling down, but that's because we have all the radiant pipe here. So that water is going from -2 to, like, 28. Wait, why are bathrooms broken? Oh, we've done something with the bathrooms. Oh, we've overheated the thimble reed. Lol. Okay, that's not good. What do we do about that? I think we need this to be radiant pipe then. Yeah, let's fix that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. There is enough pipe that it is gradually... Like, even though we haven't got many radiant segments, it is exchanging a lot of heat. But yeah, if we're not growing any mealwoods, we're in trouble, aren't we? But we ultimately have to stop growing them anyways, because we don't have any dirt, do we? Oh, we got water in here. Oh, there was a section of water in here that sort of pipe blew up. I think we can fix that. Yeah, we're adding a lot of extra gulp fish eggs, and when they will hatch, that should cool down the water a fair bit. So set this to red, 600, green, I don't know, like 20? No. 20 green, and then 580 red. Because I don't want you generating heat in here all the time either. That kind of defeats the point. What we got? I mean, no, we don't need a pilot. No more dupes until the coolant has actually kicked in. These are all running, so that's good. And then we can remove this segment, and then we can just tile this back up. And that should delete the water. I don't think that's really a huge issue, but I just want to make sure that this can all off-gas properly. This water's getting very hot, that's nice. So then the issue is, once this room actually gets up to temperature, we aren't actually cooling this room, but we're dumping the 90 degrees water in. So there will be 30 degrees of heat to heat it up with. But we're probably not going to be able to run these on full blast at that point. But it depends on how many fish we get. What's going on with this wire? Is it the tepidizer causing issues? I don't think it is. Oh, we have a juke bot. Oh, maybe it's the research. You know what? Let's stop the research. I don't really care about that. Maybe just let the dupes go idle for now. I just want to see what happens with this water. Can we actually cool down the entire base? So we have water going into here now. This is the sieve. Sieve is supposed to be outputting liquid. So that is this pipe. Oh, did we not actually connect that back up? Yeah. Okay, and then this can get removed. Okay. That seems fine. Keep murdering more fish. I don't really want to keep doing this, but we don't have that much of a choice. We'll continue to get more omelets from the Pacu eggs. Bathroom is out of order. Right. Thimble readers calm down. That's good. We're pretty actually close to the capacity of a single thimble read, by the way. That's kind of an issue. All the polluted water is backed up from the friggin' shower. Yeah, okay. I could possibly plant another thimble reed. Let's give you building. Let's give you digging. How do we get polluted water in here? Slightly confused. What happened? Did I push some into here by accident? Was it pressure damage? Oh, it could have been pressure damage on this tile, maybe. I don't know. I don't think we could even get rid of this, though. I don't know how we would even actually attempt to get rid of it. I think I would actually like you to just grab everything out of this room. You know, when you do actually activate. There's a lot of there's a lot of rock in here. I don't want that absorbing all the heat either. But yeah, that water's nice and cold. Look! Look how cold the spom is. Also, we're starting to cool down this area. Are the mealwoods actually going to start growing again? Some of them are. Like, kind of all stopped. Some of them are now growing again. That's good. Is there anything else I actually want to do today? Oh, we could drywall the mealwoods. That sounds fun. There isn't really a huge amount to do. Also, thank you very much for looking at the short that I posted earlier. You have all made me realize that I need to adjust where the text is placed on the shorts that are going to go out while I'm on holiday. Because I put some text on the bottom of those shorts and I didn't even realize that YouTube, especially when you're linking a relevant video, YouTube just kind of cuts off that text. So, depending on how quickly we manage to actually get this all completely operational, maybe I will get all those shorts edited. But the rust melter video is definitely going to come tomorrow. Yeah, this might actually end up being a short one today as a result. But let's see what happens. This is getting up to 100 and... It's over 100 degrees. That's a good start. This salt water is at minus 3.7. So we're still getting a lot of heat deletion going on. And obviously the thermal Aquatuners are running. The water at this stage is actually cold. We have lots of starving dupes. This is not good. Oh, this is really not good. Yeah. I think we're in squeaky bum time now. I think we maybe just murder all the hatches now. Wherever they are. I feel like we're going to kill some dupes if we don't do this. Sorry, Hatches. I know you've been on the thumbnail for all the videos. We're not branching you anymore. Get him out of here. Yeah, we have 3 starvers. That is not going to work. 4. Make it 4. Our commitment to the bit has not quite worked. We do have some raw egg in here. Why isn't this state changing? Oh, it's just heating up? Okay, that's fine. 4 omelets. Yeah, the meal would stifle because we let the coolant water out before it had been cooled down. So we kind of overheated all of it. It is gradually coming back, but it's taking a bit of time. We're trying. I'm convinced this will actually work, though. We now have 10 goldfish eggs in here. We just need to wait a little bit longer. And as the goldfish get added, this will gradually start cooling down to minus 12.5. You're now full of material. You're full of, what, exactly? Sandstone? Yeah, get the sandstone out of there. Yeah, vitals are not going to be good. That's the thing about starving dupes on max difficulty as well. They just have less food reserves. I was umming and ahhing about whether you needed to ranch hatches or not. I think this answer is yes. We need. If we were going to do this as a long-term run, we would definitely just have actually ranched the hatches. But I'm not going to bother with it at this point. Please do cook all the meat as well if you can, because we can definitely make some surf and turf out of this. Yeah, there you go. You got the right idea. Do I actually want to run the coolant liquid through this as well? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, we could. That will help. That will help delete more heat. I think what we actually can do is we can run it in here with the radiant pipe. We could do it like this. Because this is going to be very cold coming out of here at all times. And then what we could do is that could go up here, and then that can come in here. I know that the fish adding themselves will actually cool this down over time. And I want to see that happen, but let's build the pipe first, and then once we've demonstrated that will happen, we can plug it in, and that will help, because obviously we have a lot of... I think it makes sense. I think the only case where it doesn't make sense is if you're not cooling it below minus 12.5 degrees. Yeah, this is actually cooling down. It's just taking a little minute. Building all the drywall. I'm not sure building all the drywall is helping either. But it does look prettier. I guess keeping the ice in here will help as well, provided the ice doesn't melt. Kind of at the temperature now where I think it would start forming a bit more regular water. Unless we can cool it down a bit more. This is almost at max temperature. Interesting. So how often are you actually dumping in a packet? We look at this. Okay, it is dumping it in fairly often. It's fine. Got a few baby fish in here. I think they are indeed actually starting to hatch. I feel bad we had to murder all the hatches. You've got to keep making barbecue. That's very important. But they are doing it. Okay, this is all heated up too much now. So we've got regular water in here again. We could plug this in for a burst of cooling again. Because we built all this hot pipe, I imagine. But the salt water level is low enough that the fish are staying down here. That's pretty good. Stress is still pretty low, that's nice. I'm just going to tell you to sweep all of this. That'll do. Then let's actually just very quickly plug this in for now. That should do some proper cooling. So we've got 10 eggs in here. We've established the fish are mostly not going to self-replace no matter what.
How's ONI going?
Hello, Stinger's Playground. Thank you very much for the resub. 7 months. It's going well. I think we've succeeded on our mission in cooling a base with Gulp Fish. So no steam turbines involved. We've geotuned this polluted water vent, so it's erupting with, well, it was erupting with 90 degrees polluted water. We've run out of bleach stone. There's not a lot of bleach stone available, if I'm going to be honest. There's little dribs and drabs, but not enough that we can actually geotune this thing properly. We'll dig up a little bit more, but I'm mostly just trying to get some polluted water in here. It doesn't necessarily have to be this hot. But we have filled up this room. The fish are converting all of this 115 degrees polluted water into minus 3.7 degrees ice. Look, you can literally see the heat deletion happening. So in this is pretty close to ideal circumstances. This means each fish is deleting somewhere in the region of about 120 kDTUs per second, which is huge. That's a gigantic amount of heat deletion. Gulp, and the best part is, Gulp Fish, the cold water pacu that eat polluted water and turn it to regular water, they've always done this, and nobody's known. This has been in the game for years and years, and nobody ever bothered. Wait, we got steam? We got steam. That's not what we want. Ah, cock. Okay, let's set this to 115 then. Stop running these. That's gonna be a problem. Take this out. Yeah! I did a YouTube video about it, but we didn't really quite have the build nailed down, but I think we've got it nailed down now. So even when the thermal aquatuners aren't running, the fish are going to be deleting the heat because they're turning the polluted water into the ice. And that ice is settling on the floor, that's staying at the right temperature, and then we're just conveying that out every now and then. And the other thing is, when each fish hatches from the egg, they come out at minus 12.5 degrees C, and they weigh 300 kilograms, and they have they weigh 200 kilograms, and they have a heat capacity of 3.47. So just the heat from the fish alone, spawning, and when it turns into an adult, it resets its temperature to minus 12.5 degrees as well. There's a large amount of cooling we can get from this. I do need to delete the steam, though. We weren't supposed to have the steam in here. So this is heating up a little bit. That's because we're actually running hot water through here at the moment. That's not what we want. Oh, I realized the issue now. Would temp shift to the fish area help? No, we want to make sure that the temperature in the polluted water is isolated from this, which is why we have a thin layer of polluted oxygen in these airflow tiles, where the fish are actually grabbing the polluted water from. The issue is, I hooked up a pipe here because we were trying to cool this water down, but now it's actually heating it up because the thermal aquatuners aren't running. So what I actually need to do is I need to cut that off. And then we'll just let it run this way. I think we'll just dump the rest of this back in here. But yeah, if the thermo aquatuners aren't actually running, then we need to not have this pipe run. Yeah, this is fine. I think there was some extra room in the pipe somewhere. Yeah, it's fine. So now we'll just let the actual fish spawning do the cooling, because otherwise this water is all going to keep building up. We want this to freeze.
Hello there.
Seek fluid intake.
Seek fluid intake. Yeah. Okay. The pipe goes via a tank, right? That's loads of extra room. Yeah. Free holiday fluids. Yes. I will go get some fluids. Someone is starving. They're idle. Oh, right. That's... What? Oh, right. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. That's very funny. I will grab some fluids in a minute. Let's just make sure Dinglebopper doesn't die. So we need to keep running the thermo aquatuners, but we also need to make sure this room doesn't overheat. We are dumping polluted water from the vent in here. We've stopped geotuning this as much, so this water should be cooling down. That should give us some capacity to run the thermo aquatuners. So I think what we'll do now, especially now that the mealwoods are growing again. Yeah, most of the mealwoods are growing again now. So let's actually have it zoomed out on the temperature overlay. And I'll leave it running on speed 3. Oh, Dinglebopper's in a suit. Are you going to de-stress? You're on low morale. Okay, you should resolve. Yeah. Bopper knows what's up. We've been had. Right, I'm going to go grab some squash. We'll be right back. Well, it looks like Dinglebopper hasn't completely stressed out, so that's nice. I did indeed get some squash. Here you go. So, yeah. I think this has been a resounding success. I actually need to unradiate this pipe now because it's too cold for Thimbleweed. I think it's going to get too cold for these mealwoods in general, to be honest. What achievement have we earned? I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, the tune-ups, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, no, this proof of concept is working pretty well. The last part I need to prove is that this room is actually going to cool down. Because obviously there is a small heat leak from the polluted oxygen. And we need to make sure that the fish are actually going to eventually reach the target temperature of minus 12.5. We're dumping a lot of gulp fish eggs in here now. So we should actually be adding a lot of cooling just from the thing. Our Aquatuners are busted? No, they're not. The thermosensor is turning them off. We don't want the temperature of this room to increase beyond 115 degrees C. So we can't actually run these all the time at the moment. What we need to do is we need to dump more... We need to get more gulp fish so that more water's getting eaten and we can dump more vent water onto this. And then this room will cool down faster and then these Aquatuners can run more. I'm fully expecting these not to run full time at the moment. The issue being, now we need to actually dump more polluted water into them. So I think now what we do is... we probably just go and grab random polluted water. That seems like a good plan, doesn't it? Could we actually reach this? There is slimeling in here, but we have suits accessing this, so that's fine. So we obviously don't care about slimeling over here. So I think what we will do is remove this. We can actually still avoid digging into the slimeling tiles, so we may as well. Yeah, go ahead and do all of that. We have plenty of suits, so you should all get on with this. It's the critter count in this room that we're concerned about. So we have 17 eggs. If we only count... So I've set this to 18 because that's the actual... That's the max amount we can sustainably do off of the geo-tuned polluted water vent.
Imagine that.
Carrie, actually, hello. Hello, let me give you a shout out as usual. How has ONI been today? I haven't been able to check in, we've been busy. Hope it's been going well. Our goldfish experiment has been a success. We need to dump more eggs in here, but it's working. We're cooling our entire base with 3 Aquatuners at once. Off of Gulp Fish. So we've heated this polluted water all the way up to 115 degrees C. And each Gulp Fish, each adult Gulp Fish, is intaking the hot polluted water through the airflow tiles. No, I need an adult fish, thank you. So they're intaking all of the hot water and they're excreting cold water at the temperature of the fish. And they spawn at minus 12.5 degrees C. And they're 200 kilograms and they have a heat capacity of 3.47. So they are actively cooling it down a lot. Especially as these eggs will hatch. I think that is enough to counteract the heat being leached into the room via the polluted oxygen layer that's separating these 2 liquids. We are also a max difficulty. Yeah, Frosty Moonlit. That sounds very interesting on max difficulty. I've decided once we come back from holiday, maybe not immediately, but at some point in the new year, 2026, we are going to do a max difficulty Oasis run. And we're going to really... Because obviously we've got this working. As you can see, this water's very hot, this water's very cold. The ice is getting dumped in the Paku tank, and this is now nice and cold, even though we're dumping the natural gas heat onto it. So I can actually open up the Paku tank again. That would be nice for the fish, won't it? All of this polluted water is now clean. But we'll have them clean up the rest of this water as well, now that we can do that. Why do I have carbon dioxide in here? That's just rude. All new problems to solve. Yeah. Fair enough. That's so irritating. If I put an airflow tile here, will that work? Who is suffocating? Steve! Get out of there, Steve. Steve, you have access, right? Holy shit, I got rid of a ladder over here. That's bad. You'll be fine, Steve. When did I do that? You're fine. Yeah, I guess we can leave the airflow tile there for now. That's probably better safe than sorry. It's because Steve came in here. That's what the whole issue was. But yeah, we've succeeded in cooling down this tank because we're dumping all the ice into it. That probably means I can actually run the metal refinery again. You're actually full. Why are you full? Oh, because I had this pipe connected up. Well, I don't need that. Empty storage. Full of mildly warm polluted water, that's fine. And then we'll reactivate this and we'll set it to like 23 degrees. And then we can make steel again. That was the whole point of this metal refinery setup. But yeah, all the polluted water in this cooling loop is going through the 3 Aquatuners. That is running through the whole base. That's running through our SPOM. It's running through our mealwoods. More or less, everything is now cooled down. It is actually getting nicer green. Our thimble reed is behaving again. We don't... I guess we do have the coolant pipe running through here, but this is still quite hot. I guess these geotuners are generating some heat. And we got the hydrogen generators, I guess. We'll see if that actually, that heat actually gets removed in the end. Wow, we got some more stress again. It's Dinglebopper. Okay. Yeah, temperature of the room is not really decreasing. We just need more fish. The more fish that we get in here, the more ice we're making, the more heat we can remove, and the more we can run the thermal aquatuners. That's the new constraints. Got a lot of gulp fish over here as well. These are just from some of the breeder fish making it over here, which I think is fine. But yeah, that was basically everything we wanted to do in this run. Now, I do have a couple of mutant sleetweeds, but I don't think we're going to bother with those, in all honesty. I mean, if I was going to continue this run, we would, because we're still going to run out of dirt at the moment. The other issue is, we actually do need to get the pacu fillets out of here, because those are going to be used for cooking. But that should all get dumped in this conveyor and sent over here. And then that's all getting dumped in here, right? Because only the gulp fish eggs are being picked up. So the omelets, the pacu fillet should eventually end up in here. So I guess we don't technically need to add a bypass line for the pacu fillets. Yeah, if I was going to continue this run long term, I would do this. But again, max difficulty. The dupes take a lot of get a lot of overheating. No, they take a lot of radiation sickness. They recover radiation very slowly. I probably wouldn't use mutated plants on max difficulty unless the dupes were in lead suits. We could go and grab some lead from the oil biome. Could do these things. Here we do. We never normally make lead suits. Where's the lead? Yeah, there's a few tiles over here. We do actually kind of need the exosuits though, so I think maybe we come in this way. So what we could do is we could dig up the sand, because we definitely want the sand. The dupes are busy, so this shouldn't be a problem for them. Yeah, come through here, and then we can grab all this fossil, see how that goes. You're out of polluted water. I need to empty storage on this. I don't think we are filling this from anywhere now. We've disconnected this pipe. And yeah, we're making sure that only the polluted water that isn't being cooled by the thing is going through the sieve. And then we're dumping that sieve water in here. So that's going well. Yes, it seems like the temperature is staying stable rather than decreasing. We're ending up with a fair few gulp fish in here, trying to hold all these excess eggs in place. I think we probably don't need this many excess eggs. I think if we have 5 excess eggs, we should be fine. I don't think we'll have more than 5 babies in here at a time. We just need as many gulp fish in this chamber as possible to prove this works. But yeah, while we're waiting for that, we can have a mess around with the lead suits, maybe. Plant some of these. So the issue with these as well, they're specialized. They have to be between -40 and -10 degrees. Yeah, I don't know how you would calculate how much temperature, how much heat energy is being transferred through the polluted oxygen. Because it is halfway between the temperatures of the 2 items. But I can't imagine it's a huge amount. Dinglebopper is still stressed. Dinglebopper needs to eat more food. But I don't think we actually need to worry about Dinglebopper now. So if you dig over here, you can go past the Abyssalite as well. That's fine. Yeah, Ari can come dig this out. It's gonna skill the dupes to death. I think that's a real thing we can definitely do on this difficulty. I think we hit the threshold much earlier. If we're not careful. Okay, I guess we're taking all the sand with us. Can you actually just get underneath this? We're actually still growing some pinch of peppers under here. We're just pumping out this hot polluted water in there. You're at 13 now. Well, at least we're not generating any more steam, but it does seem like there's a heat gradient actually in here. I guess it's because this Aquatuner is the one that runs the most often. So because it's at the end of the series. So if I was actually going to set this up again, I would probably set it up so the thermosensor was on this tile. Also, bear in mind that when most of the fish are fries, we're not getting most of the cooling through this, because only the adult fish filter the liquids. That's very important. And Dinglebopper is now stressed. Oh, right, you need to dig that tile. Ray Dinglebopper. Oh, you're going to stress everyone else out with this? Great. What a lovely eating environment for everyone. Amazing. Looks like we now made a lot of pickled meal. Yeah, I guess if you're still eating pickled meal, you're not getting that much morale. This would be a real problem if you were actually low on calories. Oh, is this not actually affecting your stored calories? I thought vomiting did affect your stored calories. Oh, it does. Just for a very short period. Fair enough. Oh my god, get it out of here. Get it out of here. This is the next generation of piss. Oh, we're so close to 0 degrees, we're actually seeing the higher resolution on the degrees C. That's interesting, because you can see it's fluctuating. Like, whenever the gulp fish excretes, you can see the temperature decreases, and then it's increasing gradually when they're not excreting. So you can see, because more of the babies have turned into adults, the temperature is actually starting to decrease again. Maybe. I don't know. Results inconclusive. Pretty good dupe there. I don't want any more dupes. Right, I think I'm at the point where I'm going to turn these mealwoods off. While we're waiting for the fish to sort themselves out, we'll grab some lead from the oil biome, and then we will make lead suits, and then we will actually have a play around with the super specialized sleep meats. But I'm mostly focusing on this. But yeah, it's very important as well that we make sure the fish can't actually swim in these upper tiles, because if they can, if they go up here, that means they're not actually taking in the polluted water. They need to be on the airflow tiles specifically to do this. Yeah, more eggs are coming in now. We've ended up with a lot of goldfish over here that we probably didn't need to end up over there. Oh. Where are they all? They're all here? What? Why are you all here? They trap themselves. That's concerning. Open the doors. I guess that worked. I don't know why they all got trapped on those one tiles, though. I mean, yeah, go ahead and eat. Irritating. So, this water is actually backing out. So that is a sign that we haven't got enough fish in here, that they all still need to keep hatching and keep turning into adults. The fish aren't turning over, they're not getting scolded here. We will have a couple of elderly fish that will age out. But I'm hoping the numbers in here will keep increasing. Also, I could just grab all of these guys, right? If I just relocate on all of these fish. No one has anything better to do, right? Just relocate all of these fish in here. Let me just select the fish, please. I just want to get as many of them in here as possible. I guess this is one very specific person's job. Can at least actually access these guys now. Earlier on you couldn't. I feel like it's quite cumbersome actually doing this because we do have to make sure that the fish are actually behaving. Whereas obviously with a steam turbine you're not having to worry about that. Okay, you know what? Just do that. Let's relocate them all in here, please. No, they're not scolding in here. This is fine. This is still overly filling with polluted water, though. Oh, it's because it's coming in from this pipe. I think I just need to sever this. Yeah, there you go. And then this should fill up enough, right? Is that enough water in the pipe? Yes. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you can totally climb in here. We must maximize the fish numbers. Right, let's keep digging over here, so probably just like this, right? Then we'll hit an oil biome. That's gotta be an oil biome, right? Digger is already on the way. That's good to see. Yeah, this has started to cool now. Oh my god. We have been emptying the coolant pipe into the metal refinery. Oh my god. That's what you've been dumping it all in here. Gordon Bennett, right? Okay, well, there's a pretty easy fix for this, but we're gonna have to pump in the water again, aren't we? So that's gonna have to go back here. No. Gonna have to go back here. No. I thought something fishy was going on, and I don't mean in a good way. I also need to make sure we're not replacing all this insulated pipe with stupid segments. Right, that should work now. So we should be dumping some more coolant water onto this from the geyser. Then we can refuel the coolant loop. How irksome. And I will just keep telling him to relocate all of the fish in here. Neo, this is your punishment. I mean, you're feeling too hot. Is that everyone? I guess it is. How many we got then? 26? It is cooling down overall. That's good. What? Oh, right. Apparently, if you yell alert a dupe for, like, multiple cycles, they die. Wait. Wait! Neo was the only rancher! Oh, no! Hey, you are now the new rancher. Hooray! We killed Neo! So apparently, if you just yellow alert a task for ages, then the dupe never goes and gets any food. Good job. Well, we had one death. There you go. This is a sign that we should not be yellow alerting. Yes, it is the first death. It's the only death that we've had. Neo can just stay here, I think. We did not get an alert here because they were yellow alerted. You don't get starvation alerts when they're yellow alerted. As far as I can tell. That's hilarious. Just looking with the coolant water. I can't believe we emptied the whole coolant loop. This is going to be so tedious to fill back up. Oh my god, that's a lot of spore kids. Forgot there were so many spore kids in the oil biome. Yet another reason to not use yellow alert. True. I don't know. I think actually, I don't think there's much more we're going to fit into like another hour of playing this. I think we can conclude that the experiment was a success. This room is maintaining the same temperature even though we've got all these hot Aquatuners in here. We are able to run the Aquatuners without heating this up. and they are actually actively cooling everything. Even these geotuners that have been running constantly are starting to actually cool down. So I think we can safely say that we've actually used Gulp Fish to delete heat, and we will come back to this concept. We will come back to this concept when we actually do Oasis. We're going to do Oasis sometime when we return from holiday. Probably not immediately, because we're going to actually go back to Sour Gas or Bust first. But yeah, I think it's going to do it, because I need to actually edit all of these shorts now. I need to make time for that. But I'm glad we managed to actually cool down the whole base, and that's proof that it works, so I'm happy that we've done that. And we'll look at it more thoroughly on Oasis at some point. I imagine we'll probably do that sort of around, maybe after Christmas. I think that's a good plan. We'll do max difficulty Oasis with mouth breathers only, and that's going to be the real hard difficulty experience. I think we've had enough practice with this. We know what some of the pitfalls are. I don't think we're going to fall into them. I think actually the yellow alert was the final pitfall. The run dies with Neo. Yeah, I think so. I think the fact that Neo died is just a sign that I'm not really invested in what's going on anymore. So no need to drag it out. And again, as I say, I need to edit these shorts. But thanks for hanging out. I will go raid someone to keep the raid trade alive. If you like what you've seen, feel free to follow me on Twitch. I will not be back until October 20th at the earliest. Oasis gives you pips to make it a challenge, eat them all. No, we'll do a load of pip planting, because I haven't done a lot of pip planting in a run for a long time. In fact, I've never really gone absolutely ham on pip planting. I want to do that. I want to use poke shells and oak shells and all that stuff. So trying to do that on Oasis, I think sounds like a worthy goal for a run. And actually just doing that, just focusing on that on max difficulty. I think that's a good idea. Bring a sun hat. Oh, I know. Don't worry about it. I've got one in mind. So, yeah, YouTube channel is here. All the VODs go on YouTube. We will upload tonight's VOD, even though it's a really short one. That's fine. And then Discord is here. I will be on Discord in the evenings when I'm in Australia. So if you post there, I will still probably respond to people's posts. I won't be responding to... Well, I might respond to YouTube comments as well. But there's definitely not going to be any more YouTube videos being uploaded apart from the shorts. So yeah, I'm going to go edit those now. We're going to go raid someone. But yeah, I'm going to go enjoy my holiday. Oh, no, go away, go away, go away, go away. Yeah, that's muted. Good. We're gonna go raid Shen again. Shen is playing Stellaris. It's fine. But pip planting takes roughly 1,000 years. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we'll be on speed 3 anyways, because we'll have like 6 duplicates. And yeah, I know pip planting is an auto win. That's why we're gonna be doing it on max difficulty with mouth breathers. I think that makes sense. And yeah, everything. I think we've established the baseline in this little short run. And now we're gonna, and then we can investigate this further on Oasis. So, if you've got any fishy emotes, feel free to say hi to Shen. I'm gonna raid back. Revenge of the Raiders. If you're still here from Carrie Actually's raid earlier, have fun. Do mouth breathers exhale more CO2? Yes. I believe they do. Yeah, take care. 6, Havoc 9. And I'll put some pictures from Australia on Discord too. So, take care everyone. Bye for now. No more mealwood. Better plants and mealwood.